The discovery came during humanity's first contact with the Galactic Council, when Earth representatives met with delegates from 12 different alien civilizations. The meeting was supposed to be about trade agreements and cultural exchange, but it quickly became apparent that the aliens were far more interested in something else entirely. Ambassador James sat across from the alien delegate, trying to understand why they kept steering the conversation toward human biology. The lead delegate, a tall, graceful being with silver skin, named Vera, leaned forward with an expression of desperate hope. "We have traveled across galaxies, searched countless worlds, but what we seek has eluded us until now." James exchanged confused glances with his team. "What exactly are you looking for?" Vera touched a crystal on the table, projecting holographic data into the air. "Our species, like many in the galaxy, face extinction, not through war or disaster, but through biological incompatibility. We cannot produce offspring. Our genetic diversity has narrowed over millennia of space travel and technological advancement. Every species here faces the same crisis." The human delegation sat in stunned silence. As the implications became clear, Dr. Lisa, the team's chief medical officer, spoke first. "You want us to help with your reproduction issues, not just help," Vera said, her voice trembling with emotion. "Your species possesses something we have lost: genetic adaptability, resilience, and most importantly, compatibility. Our scientists have run preliminary tests. Human DNA can bond with ours in ways we never thought possible. You are the key to our survival." James felt the weight of the moment. This was just a trade negotiation anymore. The fate of multiple civilizations potentially rested on this conversation. "We need to consult with Earth leadership. This is beyond our authority to decide, of course," Vera replied. "But please understand our desperation. Some of our species have less than a generation left. The last children were born decades ago. Our worlds are filled with empty schools and silent playgrounds." The return journey to Earth was filled with heated debates among the human delegation. Tom, the security chief, was suspicious. "This could be a trap, get us to lower our guard, then harvest genetic material by force." Lisa disagreed. "The medical data they shared is legitimate. The species are dying, Tom. Imagine entire civilizations just fading away because they can't have children." When they reached Earth, the news sparked global controversy. Some saw it as humanity's chance to save multiple species and gain powerful allies. Others feared exploitation and the unknown consequences of interspecies breeding. The United Nations convened emergency sessions while scientists pored over the alien medical data. President Martinez addressed the world. "We face an unprecedented decision. Should humanity become the genetic salvation for dying alien civilizations, the benefits could be immense: medical breakthroughs, technological advances, and lasting alliances. But we must also consider the risks and ethical implications." Research facilities were established where volunteer scientists worked alongside alien researchers. The first breakthrough came when Dr. Lisa successfully combined human and alien genetic material in laboratory conditions. The resulting cellular structures were viable and stable, proving the aliens' claims mean. While cultural exchange programs began, aliens visited Earth to understand human society, while humans traveled to alien worlds. The differences were vast, but so were the similarities. The universal desire for family continuity and legacy transcended species. Young pilot Michael was among the first humans to visit an alien homeworld, the planet Kepler. Humans called it was beautiful but eerily quiet. Vera gave him a tour, showing him empty neighborhoods and abandoned schools. "This was a nursery," she said, standing in a room covered in dust. "Now it is a monument to our failure." Michael felt deep sympathy. These beings, despite their advanced technology, faced the most basic biological imperative, and were failing. He thought of his own nieces and nephews back on Earth, their laughter and energy. The absence of such life here was heartbreaking. Back on Earth, the volunteer program was established. Strict protocols were developed, ensuring all participation was consensual and medically supervised. The first volunteers were carefully screened, both physically and psychologically. This was just about genetics. It was about creating new life, new families. Across species boundaries, Anna was one of the first volunteers, a geneticist herself. She understood both the science and the significance. When asked why she volunteered, she simply said, "How could I not help when I have the ability to prevent extinction. It's not just about saving their species, it's about preserving their cultures, their histories, their futures. The first successful pregnancy was announced 6 months later. The surrogate, an alien female named Dara, carried a hybrid embryo created with human genetic material. The entire galaxy watched as weeks turned to months. Medical teams from both species monitored every development during this time. Relationships formed between humans and aliens. Beyond just the scientific collaboration, mixed crews worked together on ships. Humans and aliens learned each other's languages and customs. Some even formed deep friendships that challenged preconceptions on both sides. Captain Robert commanded one such mixed crew. His first officer was Zach, from the crystalline species known for their logic and precision. Despite initial awkwardness, they developed a strong working relationship. "We are not so different," Zach once told him. "We both explore, we both wonder, we both hope." The birth of the first hybrid child marked a new era. The infant appeared mostly like its mother's species, but carried human genetic markers that would allow it to reproduce. Naturally, the joy in the alien communities was overwhelming. Celebrations erupted across multiple worlds. However, not everyone celebrated. Some humans formed protest groups claiming humanity was being exploited. They feared the long-term consequences of genetic mixing and worried about human identity being diluted. Counter-protesters argued that helping prevent extinction was a moral imperative. Dr. Lisa, now leading the integration program, addressed these concerns. "We are not losing our humanity, we are expanding it. These children will carry the best of both species. They will be bridges between our civilizations." Ambassadors born of two worlds. As months passed, more successful births followed. Each species required different approaches, but human genetic adaptability proved remarkably versatile. The program expanded with new facilities on Earth and alien worlds waiting. Lists grew as more aliens sought participation. The economic benefits became apparent. Alien civilizations, grateful for humanity's help, shared advanced technologies. Medical breakthroughs emerged from the genetic research. Diseases that plagued humanity for centuries found cures. Earth entered a new age of prosperity and knowledge. Young teacher Emma volunteered to work at one of the first integrated schools, where hybrid children learned alongside both human and alien youth. She watched them play together, these children who shouldn't exist according to old biology textbooks, yet here they were laughing, learning, growing. They don't see differences the way we do, she observed. They just see friends. Political structures evolved to accommodate the new reality. The Galactic Council reformed, with Earth holding a special status as the genetic bridge between species. New laws protected both human volunteers and hybrid children, ensuring rights and dignity for all. Some volunteers formed deeper connections with their alien partners. Marcus, a former soldier, found himself drawn to Leela, a gentle being from an aquatic species. What started as participation in the program grew into genuine affection. They proved that love could transcend species when built on mutual respect and understanding. 5 years after first contact, Earth had become the galaxy's most visited planet. Delegations arrived daily seeking to join the program. Universities filled with alien students studying human culture and biology. Exchange went both ways, with humans learning advanced sciences and philosophies. The hybrid children grew rapidly, showing remarkable abilities. Some possessed human creativity combined with alien intellect. Others displayed physical capabilities beyond either parent species. They represented not just survival, but evolution, a new chapter in galactic history. Ambassador James now oversaw the expanded program, reflected on the journey. "We thought we were alone in the universe," he said in a speech. "Instead, we discovered we were desperately needed. Our greatest resource was not our technology, resources, but our genetics, our ability to adapt and bond with others." Challenges remained. Some hybrids faced identity issues, belonging fully to neither world. Support groups formed, helping them navigate their unique positions. Cultural clashes occasionally erupted as different species adjusted to new realities, but progress continued step by step. The program evolved beyond mere reproduction. Cultural festivals celebrated the mixing of traditions. Hybrid artists created works that blended aesthetic sensibilities from multiple species. New cuisines emerged as human and alien foods combined. In unexpected ways, scientists made another break. Through hybrid, children could reproduce with each other, creating stable genetic lines. This meant the salvation wasn't temporary. These species would continue independently. The extinction crisis that threatened galactic civilization was ending 20 years later. The galaxy looked very different. Thriving populations existed where once only decline was seen. Schools filled with children's voices. Again, planets that faced abandonment now bustled with life. The Great Dying, as historians called it, had been averted, and aged Vera, now grandmother. Several hybrid children spoke at the anniversary celebration. Humanity gave us more than genetics, she said. They gave us hope. They showed us that life finds a way when species work together. When we were divided, we died together. We thrived. The memorial walls on various worlds listed the species that went extinct before contact with humanity, served as a reminder of what could have been. These fallen civilizations motivated continued cooperation, ensuring such loss would never happen again. New challenges emerged as the hybrid generation came of age. They formed their own political movements, demanding representation and rights. Some sought to explore beyond the known galaxy, carrying both human and alien heritage to new frontiers. Earth itself transformed from a single-species world to a cosmopolitan hub where beings of all kinds lived and worked together. The old national boundaries seemed quaint compared to the species alliances that now defined politics. Captain Sarah led the first hybrid crew on a deep space exploration mission. Her crew represented 7 different species combinations, each bringing unique abilities. We are living proof, she told them, that diversity is strength, that life refuses to be contained by old limitations. The breeding program evolved into something greater, a true integration of species. Children were raised in mixed communities, learning multiple languages and customs from birth. They grew up considering diversity normal and segregation strange. Some philosophers called it the next stage of evolution, not through natural selection, but through conscious choice. Species chose to blend to survive, and in doing so created something new and wonderful. Religious leaders grappled with the theological implications. Most eventually embraced it, and divine will that species were meant to find and save each other. The universe seemed less cold and empty when filled with such purpose. By the 50th anniversary of first contact, the term human breeding material had become obsolete. Humans were partners, equals in a galactic community that thrived on mutual support. The salvation had become transformation. Ambassador James lived to see his great-grandchildren born on distant worlds, carrying human heritage to stars he could barely see from Earth. In his final speech, he said, "We thought space would make us feel small. Instead, it showed us how much we mattered." The galaxy flourished with new life, new hope, and new possibilities. What began as desperate species seeking survival became a thriving intergalactic civilization built on cooperation and genetic diversity. Humanity's greatest contribution to the universe wasn't its technology or culture, but its ability to connect, to bridge the gap between species and create new life from seeming impossibility. The stars no longer seemed empty but full of family.